And now, directly from the BBC in London, England, this is Dr. Daniel Herlihy talking to you about the COVID virus. Terrible thing. All right, just want to check your facts here. This is social media. I ain't calling from the BBC, but this is in fact actual Dr. Daniel Herlihy. I'm from Dallas, Texas. So check your facts because there could be some crazy stuff here. Now listen, I'm broadcasting in this glorious, this is my first broadcast in this glorious environment, White Rock Yoga. That's the sun back there. But hey, listen, let me tell you why you want to listen to me, because Herlihy is a long name and strange, and doctors with strange names, that's right, they're better than other doctors. Joe Bob Briggs, John Smith, they just don't have it, do they? You got to have a strange, foreign-sounding name, Herlihy, that's it. Okay, so listen, this is my service dog, Chewy. Seizure Alert has been with me for 12 years and saved my life many a time. And we're here to talk about how dangerous COVID is. Okay, so I don't speak canine. I don't read it too well. He did most of the work on the script, so if I get a little flustered, it's a little hard for me to read. Well, thank you. Could you go back to writing some more jokes? Because that's what this needs. Okay, so let me tell you what. I just have got to talk about COVID. My background is microbiology. I've wrestled with a few of them viral critters. In fact, I lost a hand to a virus in Ethiopia or something like that. It was a terrible struggle and all that. But anyway, I did microbiology, and I've been trained as a family practice doctor. Practical is what we are. And I don't hear practical here, and this really bothers me. So I got a pulmonologist brother, a respiratory therapist brother, and a sister who's a nurse. In the middle of COVID, they tell me stories. Yeah, I could hardly move when I hear them. So, look, here's the deal. We are waiting for a vaccine. Yeah, sure. That's going to take a year, okay? And why not? What are we talking about now? What can people do now, right now, to deal with this? Well, nobody is talking about the immune system. What is the immune system? It's complicated, and that's probably why they're not talking about it. Okay, the immune system is the white blood cells. Who wants to talk about them? Not sexy at all. Anyway, they actually decide what is me and what is you. And so the other bad people, the other. Okay, if it's the other that comes into me, then I'm going to gobble it up. Now in Texas, we prefer little lassos, get them viruses and haul them out of people, but that's just impossible because they're really smart. Okay, so I've been talking to integrative doctors. Okay, now integrative doctors from the laboratory to the clinic. Okay, they're outside of the paradigm of most physicians. Most physicians. Hydrochloroquine. Okay, you got to get in an extraordinary situation. You need some out-of-the-box thinkers. Creativity. Probably not the forte of medical systems, but anyway, they're trying hard. Okay, so I talked to a bunch of these things, went to my, integrative medicine conferences, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So, and I came up with 6 things, and I told you about that virus. I only have 6 fingers. So I kept coming up with these 6 things. Okay, let me just tell it. Vitamin C, vitamin D, NAC, N-acetyl, cysteine, and zinc, quercetin, and sleep. Okay, so I was thinking, okay, I keep hearing about this. I think it's good. So that's what I want you to say. I want to tell you how to boost your immune system, because basically we've been here for hundreds of millions, thousands of millions, depends on when your Bible tells you, but a long time, and we've been using our innate immune system to fight this sort of thing, okay? I said it. And molecules are great. Drugs are great. But we could do some other things too. And we don't really, at this point, have any molecules. Okay. So let's talk about vitamin C. All right. Everybody hears about vitamin C. Do this, do that. Okay. Well, the things I'm going to talk about have multiple ways, multiple mechanisms, shall we say. So it's a little bit complicated. I don't want to go into all the things they do, but let's just say they help inflammation. And the big problem with this virus is, and let me tell you what viruses do. They have coats, little protein coats, and they get into a cell. And once they're in the cell, their little RNA strand goes up and captures the nucleus of a cell and says, we're going to take over and start making viruses. Sorry, Mr. alveoli or pancreatic cells, drop what you're doing. The priority is make more of us. It's an invasion. It's an invasion of people who are invading us. It's terrible. They're all over you. You can't. Any case, this is monstrous. So what you want to do is slow these viruses down, because if you can't and your immune system gets overwhelmed, then that's the real ooga, ooga. That's a submarine thing going off like nuclear bombs and stuff like that. Yeah, that's what happens. And then the white blood cells, not sexy, I know, attack the viruses. And if it's a all-out war, you're going to get that, what they call cytokine inflammatory reaction. And it's a cascade, like a bubbling brook, except for it's a torrent of danger. And basically, these little macrophages, macrophages, big eaters, that's Latin, I think, from some kind of, book and stuff. They come in and they just eat everything, including the lungs, and there you go. And if you survive, guess what? You got lungs that have been pretty scarred up, son, like me, being on this dusty cowboy trail for so many years. And breathing in that cow dust. Okay, so you're going to get kind of a stiff lung syndrome. That's not so good. In any case, slow it down so the immune system can get a control of it. How do you do that? And look, I'm going to give you these things, and even if you don't want to take them prophylactically, that has nothing to do with what you think it is. That's a medical word, okay? You at least keep them in the house, because the first time you get it, load up. Let's just say it's an insurance policy. So vitamin C. So vitamin C, we're going to say 2 grams. And that may give you diarrhea. And we're going to say do that once a day. And vitamin D. Now, vitamin D is real interesting, because in Ireland, there's a new study out that people without vitamin D, and everybody in Ireland, everybody in Ireland is totally deficient of vitamin D, because they don't know what the sun is. They're fish belly white like myself. Thank God there's these special lights, and I look halfway normal. Anyway, they increase the vitamin C. Bingo! Asthma, COPD, inflammatory, much helpful. So vitamin D helps specifically the lungs. And remind you, vitamin D does multiple other things. Okay. Let's talk about the cascade. So what happens when you get a bunch of inflammatory stuff with their multiple abilities? They're trying to wall these viruses off and inflame the area so nobody gets out of it. But you're going to get an oxidation problem. In other words, electrons are going to be jumping off of different molecules and attacking and like binding to another molecule, and now that molecule, because they're charged, it reconfigures and it's no good. So listen here now. Let me make that real simple. We got molecules. Take the glasses off more serious. We got molecules behaving badly. Now, you heard about it? You don't want this kind of thing going on in your children's playgrounds. If you see this, stop. Get your shotgun. Stop this. Molecules behave badly. Don't want that. All right, antioxidant. So NAC picks up the extra electrons, so everybody's stable and not too much damage has occurred. Now, we heard about the red wine business. I drink it all the time. Kind of along that. I won't go any more into that. Okay, so now here's a good one. Zinc. Yep. 15, 30, up to even 50 units a day. Zinc does multiple things. I was very impressed. It does 5 or 6 major things, but the thing we're concentrating here is it stops viral replication and does a number of other things. However, it's charged, and it's got to get through a bunch of fat. So that's like oil and vinegar, oil and water, vinegar and motor oil, vinegar and acid. Okay. So you got to put something around the zinc to get it through the phospholipid barrier. I didn't want to say that, but I'm going to. So you chelate it, you wrap something around it with quercetin. So quercetin and zinc are like little romantic molecules, and Quercetin holds Zinc's hand, and they go merrily off. Come on, come on. And they go through the cell wall. Bingo. The viruses. Let's get them. And then they get their guns. All right. What else we got? To get rid of these foreign devils in the good old US of A. Okay, let's see. What do we got? Oh. Okay. So I'm just briefly trying to explain a couple things to you. I don't want to get too complicated, but this is the beginning of the things you should start thinking about, okay? Immune boosting. Do stuff for yourself today. Don't wait for the vaccine. Are you crazy? It's a year away. Plus, it's going to cost a lot of money. Who knows? And by the way, if you get this disease, it's going to be kind of expensive. $39,000 to get intubated. I'd rather buy a car. Oh, no, a truck. I'm from Texas. Okay. Sleep. Let's deal with sleep. Okay, so look, let's deal with the natural, practical stuff. Okay. We've been around a long time. We don't sleep as Americans anymore because we're stressed, type A's. We're addicted to our work, even though our quality of life has absolutely gone down the tools. They go down the drain, okay? Sleeping at least 7 to 8 hours a day, please. It restores many things, but it definitely restores the immune system. And a lot of people don't know this, but I'm about to tell you, drop what you're doing, drop all the cutlery, just listen. All right, I've seen this a lot of times. You get a patient, I've had a patient, okay. A patient, this poor guy, watched his wife and helped her die of colon cancer. It was extraordinarily difficult for her. And I said, unfortunately, my friend, your immune system doesn't like being that stressed for that long, and it's going to shut down, and then your immune system's not going to work. And what do immune systems do? Well, one of the things they do, I sit at the border, and they look for anybody foreign, like cancer cells, and I say, well, in a year from now, you're going to get a devastating disease. Because, in fact, he did. If the immune system isn't constantly on, scanning for cancer cells, scanning for viruses, don't make me say it, Giardia, histolytica, I could go on, all day. Pneumonia, viruses, prions. Just saying them magic medical words. Poetry. Okay, if it's not doing that constantly, you're in real serious trouble. And in fact, he did have a pancreatitis. Thank God we caught it early because he was looking for it. He's fine now. Okay, so I might tell you, let me just sum this up with this is my first video. And you can probably, you didn't know that because this is such a professional video, so I'm sure. But see these words here? Okay, this is a test, by the way. Are you reading these words backwards? Because if you are, well, you better start taking these things because you probably got COVID. Not kidding. All right. Vitamin C, 2 grams. Vitamin D, 2,000 international units. NAC, 600 milligrams twice a day. Quercetin, 500 milligrams. Zinc, 15, 30, maybe even 50. Okay, sleep, 7 to 8 hours. Oh, this is a good one. 7 to 8 hours of sleep a day every 4 hours. Yeah, see it if you're asleep. Because you're not. Okay, now, this was goofy, I know. But what I liked was this pulmonologist who deals with this. I mean, pulmonologists deal with lungs, and they also are in ICUs, and they're intubating people all the time. This was great. He was an out-of-the-box thinker. So, in accordance with the rules that doctors have weird names, they're the best. MedCram, on your YouTube video, 52, I only have 7 figures now. Dr. Seaholt. Just remember the guy with the weird name that begins with an S. Okay, so, be safe. Be alert and check your facts. Especially in videos like this, anywhere. Make sure you're getting professional advice like MD Web or National Institute of Health or some really good paper with research. Okay, here's my special effects ending out. Ready? Wow. Look at that. Enlightenment. Okay, that was nice, huh? Okay, Chew. Okay, we'll see you later, and be careful, all right. Toodles.